Hi, this is Cheryl McQueen, designer with Bello's Designs. Today we're going to do a very simple, fun little project. This is a bookmark that I have created. I call this one Vacation Bookmark because to me it's a fun thing to do when you're getting ready to go on vacation and you want to read a little something and enjoy yourself and sit back. And plus this is just a really fast, quick project to do. So let's get started looking at the supplies that I'm going to use today. So the thing that we're going to start out with is the Lavinia Scenescapes cards. Here are a couple of them that I have picked out for us to look at with this particular project. There are so many varieties out there. The great thing about these is that these are 6 inches by 6 inches. And if I cut them in half, then I have two 3-inch by 6-inch size bookmark backings that I can use. So this one was from this Scenescapes. Let's see, this one is called Delight. And so you can see that I took this and cut it in half. I did one with this one, and then I have this one. I love the way they have this light at the top because to me, especially with the sea scene and the mermaid, it looks like the sun is shining through the water. Today I'm going to go ahead and use the other one, the blue. This one is called Sea Breeze. And again, I've just cut one piece in half. And I kept the white again at the top so that I could get that look of the sun filtering through the water. So those are cut again 3 inches by 6 inches. Then I put a little backing behind my piece. You can use a white or you can use any color of cardstock that you like. So I have taken a piece of cardstock, cut this to be 3 1/4 inches by 6 1/4 inches. For our stamps today, I am going to be using the Lavinia Guinevere. This one is LAV 445. I decided that I kind of like to have the little jellyfish. You can choose anything that you want to. This set is called Sea Creatures, LAV 170. And then I'm going to put in just a little bit of kelp here. This is called Marine Kelp, LAV 625. And then I happen to have on hand this set of Recollections clear stamps. It's all kinds of different words, and one of the words that I found on this that I was so excited to find was the word vacation. So I'll be using that just as a little small little note of the vacation bookmark. We're actually only going to be using a couple of inks. We will use the tea dye. What I wanted was I wanted my mermaid to have her book in hand there, and I couldn't find a little small stamp. So I just went out online and did a search for free clip art of open books, found this little book, just printed it out on a little piece of cardstock, and I'll just put a little bit of color on it to give it that little slightly aged look. All right, and then I wanted to add just a little bit of color to my rocks and to my kelp, so I've just got a few of my art markers here, a couple of shades of gray and a green. You can also use color pencils or whatever you might have on hand for that. For our basic stamping, we're going to use the VersaFine Clair Nocturne. I like to do a little bit of fun things up on the corners of my projects. So I actually have a nice, cute little corner cutter. There are several different varieties out there that you can find different places if you'd like to cut your corners to be a little bit fancy. And then I punched a hole in the top with my hole punch to thread a piece of ribbon through. And then to put it together, I just used my crafter's tape here. This is just the rolling tape, the adhesive tape. That's pretty easy to do. You can also use a paper glue. All right, let's get started. I'm working on a project. Okay, to start out, what I want to do is just grab my stamping platform here and my cut out piece of the Scenescape. I'm just going to place that down I'm sorry, I seem to be getting some shadow here. Let me see if I can't get us just a little bit more light. So what I'm going to do is take my Guinevere mermaid, just lay her down right there at the bottom, and very simply we will ink her up and stamp her down, and then I will continue on and stamp my kelp and my jellyfish. Put him on there. We'll go ahead and do all that at one time. So I'm getting that inked up really well, and let's get these down on to our Scenescape cards. Okay, so now that we have got all of our stamps in place on our card, I like to make sure that the ink is dry. This cardstock is a little bit slicker than regular cardstock, so it takes a little bit longer for it to the ink to absorb in. So if you're in a hurry, I just take my heat tool, just lightly go over it just to make sure that the ink is set. I don't want to smear it. All right. And now we are going to go ahead and start doing a little bit of our coloring. So I'm going to take the lighter gray and I'm going to just color in all of the rocks. Then I'm going to come back with my darker gray and I'm just going to highlight some areas just to get a little bit of shadow. To give a little bit of depth to it. So let's go ahead and go in and color the rocks. Okay, so hopefully you can see there that what I did was I went in and put in the light shade down first, and then I just went just underneath those little markings on the rocks to add a little bit of shadow. It's kind of hard to show here on the film when I'm videoing it, especially with the shimmer on the card. A little bit of a smooth surface has got that reflects. I also went ahead and put a little bit around her base of her tail to kind of show the shadows of her tail against the rock, and then a little bit underneath her to show where she's got a little bit of shadow from sitting on the rock. Okay, so now we're going to move on and do a little bit of the green on the kelp. And one of the nice things about this, at first you would think, oh, the background's going to really mess things up when I'm trying to color. But the color's actually coming through. The green gives it a little bit of the shadows and the depth, so you don't even really have to worry about going back in and adding a whole lot more than just what you're already doing with the one color of the color, the green that you're using. Now, make sure Yeah, that's a good green. If you would like to, you can always go back in at the base of each of the leaves on the kelp and add a darker shade of green. That also helps to give a little bit more dimension. Okay, so you can't see the colors too well when I'm actually videoing this, but what I will do is I'll have a picture at the end that I will show you the finished product, and it will show you the really pretty greens. All right, one thing that I did not do and tell you about in the beginning was that I also used a glitter pen, and I like to do that. I don't know if I'll be able to catch the glitter, oh, just a little bit right there. As you can see where I use the glitter pen just to add a little bit of sparkle. Put some in her hair and on her scales there, down on the flippers, and I put some on the jellyfish as well. And just a tiny hint, you probably can't see it in the book, just a little bit on that as well. But that just makes it sparkle. I like the sparkle for when I'm doing the mermaid. Just kind of, to me, it looks a little bit like water is on her hair and on her scales and everything, and just reflects really pretty. So we'll just kind of take that pen and do dots on her body and her tail there, where they've got the dots showing already in the pattern. Just dotting them just to kind of get that sparkle on there. And then right here where we've got the little bit of the lines, I'm just going to add some down on her tail fins down there at the bottom, just to kind of get a little bit of sparkle in there. And then same thing on our jellyfish, just going to sparkle up his tentacles a bit. And right up here on the top crown part of him. And that way we get that nice look. All right, so now we are ready to do the book. And so I just took this little book that I printed out, and I've got a dauber that I'm just going to take a little bit of the tea dye. I'm going to take some tea dye, and then I'm just going to kind of rub over the top of that, just to get a little bit of that kind of antique-y look, I guess you would say, to the paper. And then I'm just going to cut it out. And we will take our glue or our adhesive running tape and place the book in her hands. Let's get that cut out. All right, and let's see if I can just get a little bit of that running tape on the back. And place that book in her hand. And then, like I said, I just kind of went back in, put a few of those dashes of the glitter pen onto the book. pretty quick and easy. Now we can, if you've got a corner punch that you'd like to add, this is obviously optional. But I like the little bit of fancy added to it. Alright, so now I've got my corners cut on that piece, and I'm going to take my backing piece and do the exact same thing. Then we will take that piece and mount it. Again, I'm just going to use the running tape. I have a My Sweet Petunia glue press that I love. I use it a lot. I like to use the running tape for it's really quick and easy when I'm doing the demonstrations, but the glue press is great because you have a teeny tiny little needle for the glue to come out of, and so if you've got a very tiny little space that you need to put glue on, the glue press is fabulous. Let's grab it for you real quick here. So this is the My Sweet Petunia glue press with the very, very tiny, you don't know if you can even see it, it's so tiny with that little bitty end. So you can do some very small precision gluing with this piece of equipment. Okay, so now we're down to the final step. We will grab our hole punch. Punch a hole. Let's see, get that lined up, centered. And then I can take my piece of ribbon, which I had here a moment ago and I seem to have dropped. Well, I don't know what I did with it, so what I will do is I will feed that through like I did, and when I take the picture you will see. But basically I just took a piece of ribbon and folded it in half and then just fed it through my hole so that the loop on the top holds it in place. And now you're ready to go on your vacation, sit back and enjoy reading your book with the bookmark to hold your place. Thank you so much for watching my video tutorial today. I hope that you can enjoy a few minutes of vacation time and enjoy doing a bookmark to take with you. And I will tell you for sure, I'll be jealous of you being on the beach because I'd love to be there myself right now. So I hope you will also go out to the delbellosdesigns.com website. First of all, you can check out the design team page and check out all the tutorials that we have out there for you to look at and experiment with. But also, right now, we are having a great big huge clearance sale. The Scenescapes that I showed you here are at a great price, almost half price off, so don't miss out on that. All of the stamps are on sale and everything that you might need. Go out there, take a look. I hope you have a great day.